Hey, this is Topher James, and I'm just going to share with you some of the things I work on with putting. First things first, if we just go with 100% default putter, which is a blade putter. So basically right now is how I want to get set up is I want to figure out the speed of the putt. These are pro greens, and so I want to mimic real life, and I want that normal pop. I don't want to have to speed it through, and I really don't have to swing. So at 100% with a blade putter, it's a little fast for pro greens. So I'm going to dial it down, take it about to 90, and basically I want to figure out what is a comfortable swing. That was a little bit better, but it still felt like kind of like a sponge, like I had to swing too hard on that. So I'm going to raise this up to a 95% power meter. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what is my comfortable speed. Now, the thing with the blade putter is it's going to be not as... I normally use a mallet, so there's not a lot of pop on it. So if I switch to my putter of choice, I go with... And I've tested out all the putters, and I was happy with this mallet. And I actually like to put it at 87%. This, I feel, is very controlled putt for me. So I'm happy with that speed. I suggest everyone try out different putters, try out different speeds, and just get a feel for it. Now with the putter, you only get limited settings. All you really get is a length and rotation. Obviously, it would default to 100. I'm only 5'9", so I'm pushing into it. So I'm going to dial it down to 0. And then the reason why I have it rotated all the way to 30% is because for my dead eye, having it set like this will help eliminate tracking issues from the dead eye covering my controller. So now my putter is just a little over the ball. So I feel that's a comfortable length. Now how I hold the putter, you're not going to be able to see it. So if it's, whatever hand you want further down, whatever claw grip, anything like that, whatever is comfortable. The key there, though, is to figure out the consistency of always putting on the line you want. So once you figure out your grip, then you need to figure out your stance. So a wide stance helps with the pendulum swing. If you feel like you kind of pull your putts a little bit, then I would do a closed stance, left foot up, right foot back. That will offset the pulls. But then if you push it a lot, then I go with an open stance. So your left foot's here, back, your right foot's up. And that will help counter an open swing. But the goal right there is to naturally figure out how to putt in the line every single time. If you break your wrists, if you break it left, you'll pull it. If you break it and you're leading with your wrists before the ball, you're going to push it. Naturally in putting, you want no wrist action. You want all shoulders. That's all you want. So with your shoulders back, you do not want to jab it. You just want a nice swing. Furthermore, when you putt, when you figure out a nice, comfortable pendulum move, you want it to follow the line that you're on. You don't want to push it out, and you don't want to stand up on it. You always want to push down the line that you're wanting to go. So even at 4 or 5 feet, just practicing just a nice smooth swing, always following the line. One interesting thing to note is this is 3.8 feet, is to figure out how aggressive you can hit this ball. And the reason why this is important is because when you have a breaker, if you're like, this is fairly straight, but let's just say it's a sidewinder or you're just not sure about it, I would say 4 feet, maybe 5 feet. Just put a confident putt on it. I mean, as you can see, you have to hit it pretty hard for it to miss the cup. One thing to notice that when you have a putt and you're a little nervous on, you might grip your controller or your attachment a little bit more. And just by me doing that, you can see my putter going left. So if I'm nervous and I'm gripping the putter, it's going to cause me to go left. Obviously the opposite if you're left-handed. So when you're holding the controller, hold it very softly. Like you don't wring its neck, but you're also not going to let it drop. This will help you with a nice pace putt, but also too, it will help you stay on line. So now that we've got our putter dialed in, we are happy with the length, the type of the putt, the speed, and things like that. Let's get on the course and actually practice some putting. So when I'm on the course, if I really want to dial in and make sure I'm reading the greens, I turn off fade trail and no trail on the green, because what that's going to do is that's going to keep the line on the green after I putt, so I can actually better visualize what I'm seeing. So if I putt this right now, okay, I see the line depending on how it breaks. Now what I'm learning from this is like 10 foot putt-ish. It's going downhill and it's curving to the right. And what I'm seeing right now with these lines is I'm thinking about how water would flow down the hill. So if I hang it out to the left, I'm watching how these lines go to the right. And that's why I hit it along this path, because I know the ball is going to curve down. So this is a good practice when you're out on the course and you're just practicing putting, is to turn on this line and you can help visualize what's going to happen in this situation. So now that was downhill, this is uphill. I'm paying attention to every single line. So I know that it's going to be a little bit of a break to the left all the way to the beginning. These lines are shallow, it's going to flatten out, but it's still going to be pushing more to the left. So this putt is about almost 20 feet. It's about a 50% chance that it will go in. So in my mind, I want to make it, but I don't want to leave myself where I have to 3-putt. So it's uphill. The ball is going to release at a hook because it's uphill. Whereas if it was downhill, it would just kind of adjust. So uphill, it's going to hook. So I'm looking at maybe about a foot to the right. And I want the ball to release right in front of the hole, so it'll hook right in. Now I have my line turned on so I can double check how it's going to work out. But I'm going to be happy if I make it. But if I have a tap in par, I won't be upset. All right. So I putted through the break, but it was uphill and I only put it 2 feet by, so that's a comfortable tap in. But now I'm checking out the line. So because this flattened out right here and there was a little bit more break towards the hole, I pushed it way off to the right. So what I can learn from it is there's not that much break right here in these wide lines, but there is a lot of break by the hole. So if I mulligan this, I'm just practicing, I'm going to line up and I'm going to aim about half a cup, maybe a full cup right of the pin. All right, so I missed it low. Never gave it a chance. But that's how I practice. I know how the green is reading. It's a low percentage putt because it is uphill and it's pro greens. But again, I left myself 2 feet away, so it's still a par putt. I'm not unhappy with it, but I do feel like I missed the birdie opportunity. Now I'm looking at a nasty 50-foot-ish putt. There's still not a lot of break. It's just about, according to these lines, the water's flowing this way. In the middle, the water's going more to the left. And then as I get close to the hole, it's flattening out. This is a very low percentage shot. I want to get in 2, take par, and I definitely don't want a 3 putt. So I'm just imagining from the start that I'm going to have to push this out. What is the first 5 feet doing? I'm going to push it out that way, and then when I get to here, it's going to push it a little bit more, and then when I get close to the hole, it's going to flatten out. So realistically, I want to make sure I have good pace on it, and because of how spread apart these middle lines are, I'm probably going to aim 2 to 3 feet right of the hole. Now, with the speed of the putt, it is important to understand the release. It is uphill, but it's not a lot. So really, I'm not going to aim for the flag. I'm going to aim probably where these lines are that are, closer together. So that's where I want the momentum of my swing to release into the gravity and let the ball get close to the hole. All right, so right now, I'm going to aim where that break is. All right. Anything within 4 feet, I'm happy. But if I judge the line, so I could have aimed it a little bit more right. I released it where I wanted to. Overall, I'm very happy with this putt. But if I wanted to make it, I know that these lines right here is really going to push it out more to the left. So I would have had to have been more aggressive to the right just to make sure. All right. Now we have a large mound in between myself and the hole. Big slope. There's red on the green. I have the chance to chip it, obviously, but right now we're going to read this putt. So this goes back to how important it is to know where to release a shot. Major slope right here. Obviously, I have to go this way to get it close. And then also I need to keep in mind that it flattens out towards the hole. I am watching where is a level point where the lines are flowing towards the hole. So right here is where I want the ball to release and go towards the hole. Maybe right here because there's a break that goes to the right after the red. But again, this is a low percentage putt. I just want to make sure that I get it within 3 to 4 feet so I can take par and get out. So I'm not going to hit it too hard because if I hit it too hard to try to make the putt, I'm going to blow by it. So let's just say I'm going to aim right here to try to make it. So you notice how that ball just went by 15 feet. Not good. Instead, I'm looking at the pace of the green. How much is gravity going to affect the ball? So I'm looking at the red because if I can get it up on the slope where it's flowing towards the hole, then I can release it down and feel good that it will get close to the hole. So I'm going to aim right here. The higher the ball goes, the less it will travel. All right, I'm happy with it. 1.5 feet. And realistically, right here, all I did was imagine that the hole was on the middle of this hill. I didn't care about anything else. That was my target. I just wanted a knife safe speed to get up on top of the hill, and then I just let the green do the rest of the work. Here's another common putt downhill, and it looks straight, but it definitely is not. How do I know it's not straight? So if I am completely unsure of what the line is, I go on the other side and I close an eye and I line it up with the pin. Hopefully this comes over on the screen. But by lining it up with the pin directly, I'm watching the lines. So these first 3 lines are going a little bit to this side of the hole. And then when it gets to the last 2 lines, it starts to come back. So if the ball is going to go towards the left side of the hole and then come back based off the green, I'm fairly certain left side of the cup, maybe the left edge. This is downhill putt. So my range of speed is either in the hole or maybe a little less. Because being downhill, I do not want to run it by and have a 6, 7, 10 foot putt coming back. So less is more on this one. All right, I'm gonna check my aim, aiming for left edge. So funny thing about that is, I hit it to left. I knew the ball was coming back at the very end, so I didn't give the hole away. And it was a good speed, so it would fall in the cup, or I didn't jump the hole. But I could have probably aimed that, or I might have pulled it as well. So different variations, but now I'm just analyzing that I was right, that the ball was going to start left, right from hit, and then it was going to curve right. So I'm happy with that. One thing I totally suggest when you putt is on every putt, you have a routine. My routine is standing behind it and taking my time to read the break. Once I feel like I've read the break, which in this case is just outside the left cup, I'm going to go to it. Soft hands with my shoulders. I'm going to make a putting motion. I feel good about that. Then I'm going to aim. Then I commit. So that routine, every single time, I'm used to it. I feel confident about it. So figure out your own routine, stick with it, and it will help you with any doubts, any nerves, or anything like that. Just go through your routine. If you feel like your routine is off or you feel uncomfortable, there's no hurt in backing off on it because every shot counts. All right, so let's just kind of recap what we went through. Make sure that you are happy with the putter that you have. Blade, mallet, whatever type of aim line assist thing on your putter is, the length, all that. Make sure you are comfortable with it. Make sure you figure out your consistent swing with your shoulders. Keep your wrists locked, but definitely don't squeeze your club. If you feel like you're pulling your putts, stick your left foot forward. If you feel like you're pushing your putts, stick your left foot back. And that's for right-handers, opposite of your left-handers. But make sure you have a straight line consistently. Figure out whatever percentage works for you. On pro greens, I'm 87, but I use a mallet. You may want lower, you may want higher, depending on your putter and your swing. But if you have it at a low percentage and you have to take a big swing, that's more room for error. If you have it at a higher percentage, like 100%, then you'll have less control over putts within 0 to 10 feet. So find that perfect balance. When you get up to a putt, no matter what it is, maintain a routine. Read the putt, get comfortable, aim, and then commit. Whatever your routine is, do it every single time. Reading the putt, think of the lines as flowing water. Where is the water going? That will help you better understand where the ball's going to go. Because you're not putting it into the hole, you're releasing it into the hole with the use of gravity, whether you go downhill or uphill. Uphill, you can be more aggressive and it will hook towards the end. Downhill, you have to let it flow down with the lines in whatever direction. Every line counts, no matter from the beginning of the ball to near the hole. You have to consider it all. When you're practicing and you want help reading your lines, go to settings, turn off fade trail, turn off no trail on the green, pick a course of your choice, and then just practice putting. Take a putt, back off of it, see the line, and understand why that line happened. When you understand it, mulligan, try again. And follow course management. If you feel like this is a putt that you are not feeling confident that you're going to make, or that you're happy with a par or a 2-putt situation, don't go for the hole. Just get it close. Maintain that speed no matter where you are. Follow the lines, understand the slope, and just get it close, and then go to the next hole. Lastly, when you are 4 feet, don't worry, unless it's a huge slope, like a red slope right there, don't worry about the slope too much. Just a nice, confident putt. You have to hit it really hard for it to skip out. If you have any questions, just let me know.